Sometimes a movie comes along and it just grabs everyone's heart.
Yeah,
And The Blind Side, that's what it felt like,
it
right?
really did.
Michael Oher overcoming all odds to achieve his football dreams.
A feel-good story.
With the support of a loving family, it made over $300 million at the box office.
Yeah, it felt like a modern-day fairy tale, didn't it?
Huh.
Seeing this young man
Oh, absolutely.
find a place where he belonged, just so touching.
It really did make you believe in the good in people. But now, well, the story's taken a shocking turn.
Oh,
Michael Oher has filed a lawsuit against the Toohey family,
the family who took him in.
the very same, claiming they misled him, exploited him financially, and never truly made him part of the family.
Wow, that's a far cry from the heartwarming story we all thought we knew.
Yeah, and it makes you think what was really going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
In the lawsuit, Oher claims he was led to believe that signing conservatorship papers was basically the same as being adopted.
Oh, I see.
He argues he was young, didn't fully grasp what it all meant legally.
Right, so that difference between conservatorship and adoption is really important here.
Huge, yeah.
Adoption, it's like permanently welcoming someone into your family
Right.
with all the rights and responsibilities that come with it.
Yeah.
But conservatorship, that's more like being appointed someone's legal guardian.
Interesting.
You have the authority to make decisions for them, often about money or healthcare.
So Oher's alleging that the Tooheys used this conservatorship not to protect him, but to control his finances and profit from his name and likeness.
Hmm.
He says he didn't even know the specifics of the conservatorship until February of this year.
Wow, so that's a long time to be unaware of something that has such a big impact on your life.
And to make things even more interesting, in Oher's own book, published back in 2011,
Yeah.
he seemed to be okay with the conservatorship.
Really?
Yeah, he even described it as similar to adoption.
So what changed?
Right. Makes you wonder what shifted his perspective.
Yeah, were there tensions in the family that we didn't see?
Maybe things weren't as picture perfect as they seemed.
It's possible these legal proceedings might uncover what truly happened behind closed doors.
Now, the Toohey family has responded, through their lawyer, denying everything.
They're denying it.
Completely, they say they're heartbroken by Oher's claims,
I can imagine.
and they're willing to end the conservatorship if that's what he wants.
So both sides are very invested in this, emotionally.
Absolutely.
O'Her feels betrayed, and the Toohey family's facing some pretty serious accusations.
It's definitely a messy situation.
For sure.
And to add another layer, Sean Toohey, the father,
Yeah.
has said that legally adopting Oher wasn't possible because of his age at the time.
Because he was already an adult.
Exactly. He claims they chose conservatorship because they believed it was the best way to legally solidify their relationship with Oher.
So they're saying they thought they were acting in his best interests.
Right, even though it's being perceived very differently now.
It's interesting how intentions can be interpreted so differently.
Absolutely. And regarding the claims about profiting from Oher's story, Sean Toohey insists they didn't make any money off the movie itself.
Okay.
They claim they only received a share of the author's earnings from the book that inspired the film, which were divided equally among the family, including Oher, about $14,000 each.
So both sides acknowledge there was some financial benefit from Oher's story,
Right.
but the amount and how it was distributed, that seems to be the main point of disagreement.
It's a big one.
It is. We're hearing claims and counterclaims right now.
Yeah.
The legal process will be really important to sort through the evidence and figure out what actually happened.
So we have Oher alleging exploitation,
Right.
and the Tooheys maintaining they did nothing wrong,
It's a complicated situation.
to say the least.
This case really shows how powerful perception can be and how easily a story can be seen in a whole new light.
Right.
We were all captivated by this heartwarming tale of kindness. And now we have to consider the possibility that there's a much darker side to it.
It's a stark reminder that things are rarely as simple as they appear.
That's for sure.
Okay, so we've talked about the conservatorship, but let's dig into the money side of things.
Yeah, the financial part.
Oher's lawsuit claims the Toohey family made millions from The Blind Side.
Millions.
While he got almost nothing, he says they used his story to make themselves rich,
Wow.
getting deals for themselves and their 2 biological children.
Hmm.
And this is where things get interesting,
Yeah.
because Sean Toohey insists they didn't profit directly from the movie.
Okay.
They're saying they only got a share of what the author made from the book.
The book the movie's based on.
Exactly, and that money was split equally among the family.
So Oher got a share.
He says he got about $14,000. same as everyone else.
So both sides agree there was some money made from Oher's story,
Yeah,
but how much and who got what, that's where they disagree.
big time.
Right. Oher thinks he deserved a much bigger piece of the pie. He's saying his life is the reason the book and movie were so successful.
He feels exploited.
Yeah, like his experiences were used without fair compensation.
Even if the Tooheys are telling the truth about what they made from the movie,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't change how Oher feels.
No, not at all.
He still feels like he was taken advantage of.
It raises some interesting questions, about profiting from someone else's life,
For sure.
especially when there might be a power imbalance, like in this situation.
It's clear that this financial dispute,
Right.
it's just one piece of a much bigger puzzle.
There are a lot of hurt feelings here.
Absolutely.
If you step back and look at the whole picture,
Yeah.
you see a family that's been torn apart.
Yeah.
Accusations of betrayal, manipulation. It's really sad.
Heartbreaking. Especially after the positive impact The Blind Side had on so many people.
It shows how even families that seem perfect from the outside
Right.
can have hidden problems and power dynamics.
It makes you think twice about what you see on the surface. So as this legal case moves forward,
Yeah.
we'll probably learn more about what everyone did and why.
It's going to be a long process.
But hopefully the truth will come out.
It should.
No matter what happens in court, this case has sparked important conversations.
Yeah, about families, money, and sharing personal stories.
For sure, for those of us who love The Blind Side,
Mm-hmm.
this situation is a reminder that even the most heartwarming stories can be complicated.
Absolutely. It challenges us to look deeper
Yeah,
and recognize that there's often more to the story than we see at first.
it's like finding a flaw in something you thought was perfect.
Right. It changes how you see it.
It's kind of wild, how one lawsuit can turn a whole story upside down.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Like, how many other stories are out there with a different side we haven't heard?
It makes you question everything.
I mean, it's a bit disheartening, makes you wonder if any heartwarming story is truly what it seems.
Well, it's good to be a little skeptical, especially these days.
Mhm.
With so much information coming at us, it's important to think critically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, where does this leave us?
Mm-hmm.
What have we learned from diving into the Michael Oher and Toohey family saga?
I think it reminds us that the truth is often complicated.
Yeah.
It's not always black and white. There are different perspectives.
Right.
And we can't jump to conclusions based on incomplete information.
It also shows how messy things can get when money's involved.
Oh, absolutely, especially in family.
For sure. So while we wait for the legal stuff to play out,
Mm-hmm.
this case gives us a chance to reflect on our own ideas about family and fame.
And the stories we choose to believe.
It's a lot to think about,
It is.
and we have more questions than answers right now, but maybe that's okay.
Maybe that's the point.
Yeah.
The real lesson here might not be finding all the answers, but understanding that relationships are complicated.
And everyone sees things differently. This whole situation has really made me reevaluate my own perspective.
In what way?
It's a reminder that even the happiest stories can have unexpected twists.
And that brings up a really interesting question.
Yeah?
If what Oher says is true,
Yeah.
what does that say about all those inspiring stories out there?
Hmm.
Could there be manipulation hidden behind them? It makes you wonder.
That's a question that'll stick with me. It reminds us to be inspired by good things,
Right.
but also aware that there might be more to the story.
And that's why deep dives like this are so important.
They are.
They make us think about tough issues, challenge our beliefs, and understand the world better.
Absolutely. If you enjoyed this look at a story that went from heartwarming to heartbreaking,
Uh-huh.
make sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more insightful discussions.
We'll keep uncovering the hidden parts of fascinating stories, revealing the truth no matter how complex.
So until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep with us.
See you next time.